Thank you so much, Chantal. Wow, what an amazing room. Good morning. Good morning, Alberta New Democrats. It's so great to see you. What an incredible room. And you know what, before I get started here, I can't help but I feel like somebody was trying to start an NDP cheer. So you know, just to practice, because I'm the pre-show, right? So just to practice, can we all do a Sarah cheer? Okay, are you ready? Let's practice this a little bit. Sarah, 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 Sarah. Great, great, excellent. Excellent, I think you guys are ready. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you again to Chantal and Catherine for the wonderful introduction and the very thoughtful prayer. It's a profound pleasure to be here today in support of my colleague, mentor, and friend, Sarah Hoffman. I've known Sarah for over a decade now, and I hope this doesn't shock anyone, but we didn't actually start out as political allies. Actually, I was on a different team, but that's another story for another day. I promise there will be story time maybe later. So it's been quite a journey for me to become the guy who defeated the last Conservative in Edmonton. I was on the school board with Sarah, and we had our share of disagreements. But while we did not always agree on approach, I realized we did share the same abiding commitment for a strong, publicly funded education system, a more vibrant community, and a more equitable, inclusive Alberta. One thing I learned very early on about Sarah is that she will always tell you what she's thinking. With a smile on her face and a twinkle in her eye. I think many of you know what I'm talking about. So even when we didn't always vote the same way, we shared the same values. And I knew that Sarah would always stand up for kids. And it was during my time on the school board that I developed a tremendous respect for her. Many of us in this room know firsthand the warm and funny person that Sarah is, and how genuinely she's curious and caring about how other people are doing, whether those people are her friends, her employees, or perfect strangers. And that is not Sarah the politician, that is Sarah the human being. She's smart, she's tenacious, she's empathetic, she's principled and pragmatic. And she's also not afraid to stand up for what she believes is right. Sarah was the chair of the Edmonton Public School Board, as many of you know, and she was doing really well, actually, when we were on the school board together. But she left that position to take on this wild gamble, running for the Alberta NDP. Do you remember those times? Back pre-2015, in a seat they had never won before, when the NDP, I think, was the third party. But she made that decision long before anyone knew about the orange wave. She did it because Alberta NDP values are her values, and she felt called to put those values to work. I've heard Sarah say that she got into politics for the same reason she got into education, and that's to serve her community. I know there are some teachers in this room. Any teachers? Yeah? Thank you so much to teachers. And teachers change the world, a grade at a time, a classroom at a time, often a single student at a time. Teachers truly make the world a better place. And that's exactly what she did as Deputy Premier and Minister of Health. Sarah was drawn to the work that made a difference, and then drawn to roles where she could drive change on a bigger scale. I think about the chaos in healthcare that came before her, and the UCB chaos that has come after. Simply put, Sarah was the best health minister Alberta has ever seen. Sarah's 4 years in charge were a time of stability and strong leadership, and she expanded access to public health care, particularly for marginalized communities. Sarah knows what it means to steer a $20 billion organization with more than 100,000 employees. And she knows that what really matters is how we support each Albertan and families when they reach out for help. That is what leadership means to Sarah Hoffman. I'm very proud to support Sarah because she has a big-hearted vision for Alberta. While we have a sitting premier who is picking fights with everyone from fighting Ottawa to targeting trans kids and families, a premier who is appealing to the angriest elements of society, I know Sarah as leader will fight for all Albertans with a commitment and a work ethic that is unmatched. We need a people-focused leader, and that, my friends, is Sarah Hoffman.